it's always daunting to follow these things. I think Ryan did this to me last year, and I was like, man, I should have went first, but I wasn't ready. So I'm Rhonda Jackson Garcia, aka RJ Joseph. I do have a collection of short stories, but I'm not reading from that collection because I have thousands and thousands of these things that I could read. So today I'm going to read Skinny Minnie, which appeared on the Something Scary podcast a few months ago. I wish I could be as skinny as you, eating like you do. Isn't the compliment folks believe it to be. It's pretty insulting for various reasons, the main one being they never ask or notice how I feel about my weight and body before commenting like that. And it's damn rude. Don't they think I want to be bootylicious with dangerous curves that stop traffic the way the sisters I see walking down the street do, boobs and ass for days? Why wouldn't I want to have to tell people I'm in conversation with that my eyes are higher than where their gaze would linger down below? So eat a sandwich or something, the smart asses say when I call them on their insensitivity. I eat a lot of sandwiches and a whole lot of everything. I eat everything that doesn't eat me first, like my grandma used to say. Man, I eat more than a pack of teenagers raiding the family fridge right after coming through the door from school. If it's high in calories, I eat it. Pizza, fried foods, bread by the loaf, pasta with all the sauce, rich desserts, ice cream by the half gallon, red meats, crazy dishes. But nothing sticks. That's because they take it. They figured out how to siphon the food right out of my stomach without them being inside the acid-filled organ. They only leave me enough to minimally sustain my body. I don't know how many there are, but it seems like quite a few. I can feel them moving around all the time, full of energy from my high-calorie, maximum-fat diet. They don't seem to ever sleep. Sometimes I get nauseous from their constant movement inside my torso, but I mostly don't throw up. I've only thrown up maybe a couple of times in my whole life. It's a hell of a mind fuck because I can feel them constantly. They never rest or pause, but their movements don't show up on the outside of my belly. They hide in ways babies in utero can't. Perfectly evil machinations and devilment of the demented parasites they are. They've shown themselves to me on 2 occasions. The first time was when I tried to drink bleach to poison them. One of them broke into my stomach, blinding pain stabbing through my body, causing me to double over and fall onto the floor. It climbed up my esophagus, up through my throat, its anger apparent in the way it unnecessarily stretched the inflexible tubing on its way up and down. I tried to continue swallowing around it, to gulp it down too, but it used something that felt like soft rubber to block the liquid from going down the tube it invaded so harshly. It clawed at my throat and pushed the bleach out, back into my mouth, out from between my lips. I didn't see the spiny bristles protruding from its skin that were piercing my tongue and cheeks until I threw up, and the creature fell out in the pool of refuse, reeking of bleach and old spaghetti sauce. I scrambled up from my prone position and scooted backwards toward the laundry room wall, watching it the whole time. Webbed appendages flapped around in the vomit like a popped balloon caught in a dog's mouth, wet and shiny, limp. The light reflected off the spikes still emerging from a slender, pink, snake-like body. It tried to move towards me, but slowed with each passing second until it came to a stop. It flopped onto its back and waved the webs frantically, a grotesque mimicry of a dying cockroach struggling to breathe through poison. It focused 3 empty black holes toward me. Do not do that again. It hissed through one hole, working to produce the sound. I squealed. I'd never heard them speak before, not even to each other. We will always stop you. The last hiss died away, the body deflating and melting where it lay, spikes emulsifying into a small pile of pink goo. The others wreaked havoc inside my body when it expired, apparently grieving their dead sibling. I still couldn't see their movements from outside, but I felt their frantic prodding and bucking. I wanted to vomit again, but I knew it would be useless for me to try. I could only put something into my stomach or force it out if they allowed me to. The last time they showed themselves was after I sliced my stomach open at home. I wanted them out, and they evaded eviction by every means the doctors were willing to try before writing me off as crazy. I begged them to do something about the creatures, and they just shook their heads and gave me mental health referrals. I purchased a straight razor through the mail, so they wouldn't be able to watch me purchase it in a store. I had no idea how they saw stuff, but it seemed that they knew when I did certain things. Before they could discover my intentions, I sliced a deep gash across my belly. My determination to get the creatures out dulled the pain to where I didn't feel much, until various webs came reaching out through the blood, grabbing the edges of my slick skin and pulling them roughly back into place. I felt a searing sensation and my stomach was being pinched hard. Soon, the incision remained, but the bleeding stopped. One unfortunate creature hadn't been able to scramble back inside and lay on the floor, dying a more serene death than the last one I had seen, but dying nonetheless. We will never let you kill yourself or us. I slid to the floor, pain radiating from my perfectly sealed skin. I believed them. It would be a waste of time to go to more doctors. Even if I told them the wound was self-inflicted, they'd only keep me temporarily on a psychological hold and send me back home. The creatures would hide and relish in the feedings the hospital would make sure I got until then. I was stuck with them until they were done with me, determined to remain starved, nauseated, and skinny. Thank you.